You guys are in a league of your own. None of the other big banks are doing what you're doing, right?
Well, I think we've tried to look at this opportunity as creating a complete system of innovation, and part of that is starting with our venture investing activities.
So how do you compete with the likes of Andreessen Horowitz or Greylock or Sequoia?
Well, we actually partner with them, and the real opportunity that we can bring to some of their companies is we can help their companies scale. So what we talk about the way we approach venture investing kind of being the Sherpas for these companies to really take them where we see their opportunity inside of Citi and find the right place to insert them in the organization and stay with them while we look at hopefully opportunities to commercialize.
I know Square is one of your companies. Are you really focused on finance and the finance industry?
Well, we're looking at primarily areas where we feel it really can accelerate Citi's adoption of some of these breakthrough technologies or capabilities.
So a company like Square has been under a lot of scrutiny lately. They're going into, sort of curious areas. They just bought a food delivery startup, and there's a lot of question about how big the market can really be. How do you respond to that?
I think the market's huge, and I have huge confidence in Jack and Sarah and the way they think about the opportunity. And every time we see them frequently every quarter and spend some time together, and their approach to solving big customer problems is so inspiring. So I have a huge confidence that I think you'll see great things there.
How much more is it going to be than the delivery guy swiping my card on his phone, though, or the small merchant at the flea market?
Now, I think the opportunity is to really make this just ubiquitous throughout the world. And I have confidence in Jack and his capabilities to make that happen. And obviously, with Apple Pay, there's a whole other thing going on here. But it's all good. I think it's all exciting.
Let's talk about Apple Pay, because I know Citi is an official partner with Apple. What's it been like working with Apple so far? What's been the most surprising thing about the experience?
Well, my team's been working with Apple since the day we landed on the ground here, and it's been a phenomenal experience, and I think they're fantastic partners. And we've really explored a lot of different things. I mean,
what about Apple Pay specifically?
Well, Apple Pay is really, I think, a very intriguing, typical Apple, thinking about it really end to end. And the unique opportunity here is really seeing this way of giving customers more confidence of that unique identifier number instead of their credit card number being recorded is going to be a very interesting play. So I think it may be the breakthrough to finally take this mobile payments to a new level.
Mark Andreessen recently told me Apple Pay is innovative within the status quo, so not that innovative, but kind of what we have for the short term. How long is Apple Pay going to be it? And, how much is that, when is it going to be something else, something new?
I think the thing with Apple Pay is that, as I was just saying, I think it's the opportunity to finally see some breakthrough. We've had so much going on. When we were playing with NFC 6-7 years ago, it's not about the technology, it's about the experience. And if we can really just make this more, we're solving something for customers versus just the, fun thing of tapping your phone. So there's so much of that market to break into. I think there's a long run here.
Something else I want to ask you, I know you've been a chief advocate for women and women's initiatives at Citigroup, and we were speaking in the break about your diversity numbers, which are actually much better than the technology companies. We're seeing Google, Apple, Facebook, 30% women. Tell me about the numbers at Citigroup.
Well, I think the way we're thinking about, we have, half of our community at Citi are women, but where we're focused on is really having more women represented in our senior-most ranks. And so we started a program.
So it's far less than 50%?
Yes. Yes, and we started a program several years ago about creating a very different way to help women achieve their potential by really giving them advocates who work alongside them and bring their capabilities, to the forefront, so that when leaders are looking, the next opportunity for advancement, that their names are front and center. And we've seen some great success from that.
Apple and Facebook are now offering benefits. They'll pay for women to freeze their eggs. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm having a hard time with that. I actually have had, so many young women work for me over the years, and you see people waiting, and, you worry about this having first children at much later ages. But maybe it's just because I was so young when I had a child at 26. It seemed a lot simpler. So I don't know. I'm not sure I'm an expert on that, but it's a tricky time for young people right now, trying to figure that all out.
You think perhaps they shouldn't be encouraging women to wait so long?
I think women are pretty tough, and they'll make up their own mind.